Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you for watching. Today I'm going to show you how I made my living room home decor using mostly Dollar Tree items. Now for today's video I'm going to have 3 projects and 3 of them I already did it, which I'll have the link down in the description box so you can definitely go check it out. At the end of the video you are going to see the results. Starting with my first project, I will be using 3 of these wood planks from the Dollar Tree. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark down where the center is at. As you can see, these are 11 inches long, so that will be 5.5 where I'm going to mark down. Once I am done marking them down, I am going to make a line in the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my jigsaw to cut these in half. You're going to have 6 of these squares in total. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these using the Waverly Antique Wax. Now I didn't want these to be too dark, so I'm going to use a wet napkin and remove some of the antique wax off. So for the next step, I do want to show you that you can use the Dollar Tree poster sticker letters, but the letters are a little bit small. Now, if you don't have a Cricut, you can always go to a different craft store and find bigger poster sticker letters that you can use instead. Now, because I have a Cricut, I decided to use it, and I did cut out the word family with small little numbers. These are going to be Scrabble tiles. So I'm going to start by just transferring the letters first, and then I will be doing the numbers. And this is how the first tile turned out. Now I'm going to continue and do the rest of the letters. And this is how it turned out. Now the next thing I will be doing is just adding some little sawtooth hooks to the back, and that is it. Look how beautiful this turned out. For my next project, I will be using 3 of these large pieces of wood, which I'm going to cut in half. But right before I was going to measure it, I noticed that these were smaller than the ones I got like 2 months ago, which are these ones right here. As you can see, they are bigger than the small ones. The small ones are 16 inches and the big ones are 18 inches long. So I decided to just use the larger ones, which I measure the half, which is 9 inches, and then I cut these. And this is how they turned out. Once again, I didn't cut these straight, or they don't look straight, so that is okay. I'm not gonna make like a straight sign. I'm going to just have one going up and down instead. But before I do that, I am going to paint these. I'm going to leave 2 of them this color, and then to 2 of them I'm going to paint them the beige color, which is this one right here. And then to the other two, I will be painting it the gray color. I let these dry for a couple of minutes. Then I use a piece of senshi to sand out the edges and a little bit like in the middle. And I absolutely love how this turned out. I love how the antique wax underneath was poking through, so this made it look very old. I use a wet napkin to clean it up just a little more. And look how beautiful this looks. For the next step, I did use hot glue, but I do recommend you using wood glue instead. Now, to make it sturdy, I did end up adding a popsicle stick on the back. Now you have a beautiful sign that you can add whatever you like. I will be making a heart with this heart shaped frame. This is going to be like my stencil. Once I am done tracing this, I'm going to paint the inside white. I did have to go over this like twice. Once I was finished, I used a toothpick and cleaned out all the lines. The last thing I will be doing is adding a sawtooth hook to the back, and that is it. Look how beautiful this turned out. For my next project, I will be using 2 of the Dollar Tree wood books. Now these are 5.5 inches. I am going to cut these down in half, but first I am going to measure them. I'm going to make 4 pieces in total. So here I was going to measure down where I'm going to cut like the top of it sideways, which these measurements were all wrong, so I do not end up using these. What I ended up doing is I cut these in half first, and then using the same pieces I made like a square, and then with that square I cut it in half. Honestly, I don't have the footage to that, but you'll see at the end how my pieces turned out. This is what I'm talking about, how the pieces look, because I am going to make like an arrow or two of them like this. I'm going to add one underneath of it to make this little cute design to add to my wall. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these together using hot glue, but I do recommend you use wood glue instead. I'm going to paint this using the Waverly Antique Wax and then add a sawtooth hook to the back, and that is it. And that is it for today. I really hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comment section which one was your favorite, because I would love to know. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.